for this key though?
Yeah. Okay. So I want to take a little bit of a step back and make sure that you have the fingerings for all the major scales, because that goes into, you use the same fingering for major as you do for all of the relative other keys of any given scale. So if you're playing a B major scale, it's, and also the other aspect of the way that fingering works is you generally want to cross over if you're switching from a white note to a black note, because physically it makes it easier to do that quickly. So I start with my fourth finger on B in the left hand and my thumb on B in the right hand, and then I do 1, 3, 4. So both my thumbs are on the E, and then you cross over to the fourth finger with the left hand and the first finger with the right hand. And you cross back. So your pointer of the left hand and fourth of the right hand are on the B, are on the A sharp. And then the next note is B with 2 thumbs. So your thumbs are hitting the B and the E because those are the lower notes. They're physically lower on the piano. So you want your thumb to be doing that, and then crossing up with your other fingers. Because it'll physically make you able to play faster in the end.
Alright, yeah, cool, thank you.
That's the fingering. I'm just going to do the fingering for all the major scales right here for you real quick, so you have it on this video. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm doing it slowly. It might be choppy now. Actually, I'll do 2 octaves because it's important to have 2 octaves. Oh, sorry, that's... Let's see, C sharp. Notice if there's a white key that's isolated from black keys, your thumb is always on that white key. And now D, I cross here with the left hand because it lines up so that every time you're crossing under from, generally, so there are 2 things that make it more efficient. One is if you have your thumb before a black note and you cross up to a black note, and the other is if you have a black note with a different finger and cross under with your thumb going down. Okay, so this is D. E flat. See it smoothly on the video. F sharp. G. G sharp, A, and I'll switch this down the octave.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So get all of those fingerings for next time. I'm gonna write that down as one of the.
And you said uh, they're reusable for the relative keys too?
Yep. Um, which I will explain in just a second. All major scales in 2 octaves with correct fingering. I'm just going to explain it really briefly because I just did a lesson for a guy yesterday, which I'm about to put online, that entirely dives into this subject, like in a major way. So you can watch that lesson and get all of this separately from this lesson that we're having right now. But just as a brief overview of what you'll learn when you watch that lesson is, this is C major, right? Do you know what the relative minor of C major is?
A minor, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Now, do you know why I'm starting on with my third finger on the A instead of the beginning of my hand?
No.
It's because the A, being the relative minor to C major, is most efficiently played using the same fingering as C major.
Oh, I think I get what you're saying.
So this is, if you played a C major scale, your middle finger would land here. So it doesn't really actually apply to C, but it applies to every scale that has a black note in it, because the physical change in elevation of your hand is what you use to maximize efficiency when you're switching from a black note to a white note. And I'll explain that a little more in a second. So, but for an A minor scale, that's why you start with your middle finger and you do the same fingering as you would with a C major scale, but now you're in A minor. Let's take that up a half step, and it makes a lot more sense. C sharp. What's the relative minor of C sharp?
A major. Wait.
The relative minor of C sharp. The relative minor of C sharp major.
B major.
No, the relative minor of C sharp major. So this is a major chord, and I want you to give me the relative minor.
Isn't that 3 half steps? I mean, yeah.
It is. There's 3 half steps,
Yeah,
but in which direction
major,
and
right?
of which quality?
Is it E or B flat?
It's B flat.
Wait, it's not. Okay.
It's
okay.
B flat minor. But there's a reason.
Yeah,
There's a reason for that. The reason is because when I say relative, a relative scale or a relative key of another key means you're using the same diatonic scale. So these notes, you play the same notes starting from B flat, and it's a minor chord. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fingering, the reason for the fingering like this is because in this key, the reason that we're crossing over here is because the thumb is on the F, and the next key up that you have to do is a black key, so you have to go upwards. So it's more efficient when your thumb is pressing the F, and then your other fingers can press the next note up, because it's a black note, rather than if you were to just use your middle finger to your fourth finger, it's like, it's fine, but then when you get to where you have to cross your thumb over, you're crossing from a black key to a black key in your right hand, and it's awkward. To do this, cross your thumb under there, you can do it, but you want to avoid it if you can.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So when you play the relative minor, you can use the fingering of that major because you're already using the most efficient fingering. So therefore, you start on your fourth finger on the B flat and your first finger in the left hand on the B flat. And then
And is that applied to Dorian, so whatever the relative major is to that scale as well?
It's
right.
Well, yes, but that's where it gets a little more complicated, is what is the relative major of E flat Dorian?
Flat Dorian, E flat. 2 flats. So add 2 flats. Oh, I'd have to do some math.
Well, you're thinking about it in too complicated of a way. The scale, that's just the C sharp major scale, starting from the 2.
Oh yeah.
So
Dorian.
C sharp major, if you start on the 2, it's all the same notes as the C sharp major scale. So let me ask the question this way: what is the relative? What's the relative minor of C sharp major?
B flat.
Yes. What's the relative Phrygian of C sharp major?
Phrygian. What is that?
Phrygian is flat 2, 3, 6, and 7.
6 and 7. So then where would that? Because I have what ones are they? I have them right now. The major, Mixolydian, Dorian, minor, and then I have Lydian is the sharp 4.
Yep, Lydian is the sharp 4, and then Phrygian we might not even have gone into. But I want you to get these for the next lesson, which is why I'm just briefly going over them now, but then I want you to watch the video lesson that I did to Andre yesterday, which I'm about to put up now. So the relative Phrygian is F. Why is that? Because in any major scale, when you start from the 3, you have a Phrygian scale. So if I'm in C major, then the relative Dorian is D minor, is D, right? The relative Phrygian is E, because I'm using all the same scale degrees. Then what is the 4?
Mixolydian.
It's the Lydian. It's Lydian.
Lydian.
Yeah, it's the relative Lydian. 4 is the relative Lydian to C. F is the relative Lydian to C major. F Lydian. G is the relative.
Mixolydian.
Yeah. Same fingering as C, right? But sorry. Something. I'm not doing the right fingering now, but you know what I mean. A minor. A is the relative minor to C. B is the relative Locrian. The Locrian scale, which is every possible flat. The 2, the 3, the 5, the 6, and the 7. When you flat anything else, then you turn it into a different scale. And then you're back to the major. So this is what I want you to know for next time. Be able to play the relative Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, minor, which is Aeolian, and Locrian, of any key. So if I say play like, I'll say play an E flat major scale, and then I'll say play its relative Lydian, and I want you to know where that is and play it. It'll be easy once you get it. Once you wrap your brain around how this works, it'll be a lot more simple. You'll think like, oh, okay, the Lydian's based on the 4, so I'm just gonna play that scale, and you'll know the fingering because the fingering is the same as its relative major. Does that make sense, or is this very confusing?
No, that makes sense. I've studied it, but I haven't studied it enough.
Cool. Okay. So that is all modes, all 7 modes know the relative major. And I'm saying get this info from the other lesson. Cool. So for now, play me. Well, you have to redo the fingerings on the major scales anyway, so we don't really need to go through that. What about minor? Play me a B minor scale. It's okay. You can do the fingering wrong for now. You'll relearn it. But just play the B minor, natural minor.
Oh, I can't even do it.
Yeah, you know, you got it. You got it. It's all good, man. I see you got it. Slowly. Awesome. All right, play F sharp Dorian. Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then up
oh
to
wait,
the
I gotta
top.
go back down.
Yep. Nice. Whoop. It was supposed to be an A rather than A natural. Yep. Nice. Okay, cool. All right, so I see that you've got those. You just need to get the fingering on them. So do that for next week. Let's see. Okay, let's see what you got with Autumn Leaves.
All right. Oh, this is where I mess up.
Sorry.
The you called it a chromatic.
Chromatic planing. So G minor.
Yeah.
Just do it slowly.
Yeah.
Show me the
A little slower.
Yeah,
Okay.
just at the end. Show me the tag. Nice. Not bad, not bad. Play the D7 sharp 9 though.
Oh wait.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good, man. One thing I'm noticing, do you have a metronome?
I do. What I use is on my keyboard I have drum patterns and I use the swing one.
Oh, great. Could you show me it with that going? It's okay. Here, pause that pattern for a second. What kind of phone do you have?
What kind of phone? I have a broken iPhone.
Okay.
But it works. It does what it's supposed to.
Can you what model? Which is it? 5 or 6?
5S.
5S. Okay, you should be able to download this app. There's one of your homework assignments is to download the app Drum Genius. And I can't show you because my phone is videotaping right now, but download it and then it's like, I don't know, $5 or something for the app or for some credits, and then you can use that I think you even get a couple credits when you get the app for like $5 or something. But you get loops, and you can find actual really good swing loops. I don't want you practicing with that shit on your keyboard. It's terrible.
All right.
Sounds like the worst beat ever. And the thing is,
I don't have a problem with most of them.
if you like, what keyboard is that?
Chord Chrome.
Ha. Okay, good. At least I'm not dogging a Yamaha because they endorse me. So, let's see. Yeah, download Drum Genius and look for the medium swing. Find a good medium swing pattern on there and download it, and then practice to that. Don't practice to the chord.
Right.
Because the timing is the thing that is kind of hard right now. I don't think you're right on. I think you need to, you can also download a free metronome app on your iPhone just for the click, which is helpful. I usually just practice to a click. But for now, are you filming with your phone? Or is it your
No, I have, my computer has...
Okay. Well, actually, yeah,
screen
you don't need to download anything on your phone now. But put that on again and at a slow tempo, and then play for me in time. I want to hear where your time actually lies in the thing to see if that's something that we need to work on more.
Can I pull up the sheet music?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Just because that'll help with the counting. Actually, I think it'll take too much time, so I'll just put it in the
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, you can stop. So I know I see what's happening. So we have to give you an understanding of the time of the song. So here's a homework assignment for you. Download Cannonball Adderley's version of Autumn Leaves with Miles Davis on it, and listen to that like at least the head every day, and count to it. So I'm gonna play it right now. You should be able to hear when I play Adderley. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay. So it starts with a riff and whatever, but then when it goes into the tune, and count to it. I want you to be able to count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and you actually don't count to 8, count to 4, because it's basically in groups of 4 measures. And know where the changes are. The changes are always at the beginning of a measure. So the first chord, when I play the first chord, oh well, I guess when I showed it to you before, I was doing compings that weren't on the 1. Right now, I'm just going to play the chord on the 1, and I think we need to take a step back and have you learn, before doing rhythmic compings, just do your compings on the 1. So that's what we're going to do, one of the things we're going to do for next time. So I'm going to play that for you right now with the left hand playing the 1 of every chord. And so when there are 2 chords in a bar, I'll play it on the 1 and then on the 3 of the bar. So it's always very even, very symmetrical, and it will outline the actual time. Let's see if I can even count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then it would start over with the pickup. And those first notes that I play in the right hand are the pickup to the next one. Do you know what it means when I say that? Pickup?
Yeah, it comes in before the measure, right?
Yeah.
Starting measure.
Exactly. So the end is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, begin again. So it loops like that. And I want you to be able to play that. You don't have to count it out loud, but download either a metronome app or a drum pattern that is slow and good, because the one that you were playing to there, like, it made no sense. And then be able to just do it on the 1, knowing where the 1 is throughout the entire song.
All right.
So that's one of the things for next time. We're doing a half-hour lesson, right? Or is it? Okay, cool. So let's see. Did you get the right hand doing the single-handed comping? Were you able to get that under your belt?
What do you mean? Follow the chords with the right hand.
Do down an octave.
Down. All right. Kind of.
Yeah. Actually, okay, so here, I know exactly what you need to do for next time to make sure all this stuff is super solid. So, I'm going to say in comping, firstly, get all compings on the 1 with melody with a metronome. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what I just showed you on this video, do that. Then go back to the video of our last lesson, and after that, when you know where the 1 is, then play the other compings, the other rhythms to those compings, because those rhythms are just, they're all relative to the 1 of the bar. So you have to have your head like right on where the time is at any point in the song. So I believe what I did before was, right? But so you have to know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. So it's hitting the 3 and then the and of 4. Which you'll understand that in a different light from a previous lesson after you go through this from this lesson.
All right.
So I want you to do that for that. And then same with the right hand. Just get first the comping on the 1, like I showed you earlier in this lesson. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then then repeat that for the A section, and then the bridge. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And be able to make sure that you have that all on the one. So that's a lot of stuff. I could give you one other thing if you want.
Yeah, give me whatever you want. I'll work at what I need to work at, how I need to work at it, and I'm glad that we're doing what we're doing, because I could have told you at the beginning of the lesson, but I just figured it'd be best to go through, because I figured you would keep testing me anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm happy we're doing it like this.
Perfect. Okay, so the next thing that I want you to get is the left hand playing the roots with your right hand playing the chords. Okay?
All right.
So for the 2-5-1 to B flat, it's C minor to F7 to B flat. And then I've been going to E flat, or as a passing chord, and then A diminished to D7 to G, or G with the 6, G minor or G minor 6. And then for your bridge, it's A diminished to, it's the 2-5-1 in G, then the 2-5-1 in C, sometimes going to the E flat, and then 2-5-1 in G minor, but then walking down F sharp minor, F minor, B flat 7, E flat major 7, then the 2-5-1 in G minor. Does that make sense, or is that overwhelming?
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
And so this video will be up by tomorrow, probably?
Yeah. I'll put it up.
Awesome.
In fact, I think I may want to wait to release it to the public for like a week or so, but I'll make a private link and send it to you.
All right, thank you.
Just because I've been doing a lot of videos lately, and I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, so I need to have something that releases next week.
Oh, by the way, I found your Greg Sparrow, your personal music channel.
Oh, yeah?
You got some good stuff on there.
Thanks, man.
I liked your playing of Olio. That was really...
Oh, thank you. That was a fun one when my hair was bigger.
Yeah, it was wicked. I like that.
So if you can, if you get all of that, and you want to move on to a walking bass line, do I want to show you walking bass line first, or... I mean, we got to get all of it at some point, because I need to show you the four note compings of that too, but I think we should save that. It's important that you get these basics down, I think, before we go into 4-note compings. If you do feel to adventure further, I'm going to show you a walking bass line right now that you can use with your right-handed comping to like give the whole vibe of the song if you're playing with a soloist. So the 2-5-1 to B flat, it's you start on the 2 and then walk up to the 5, skip down an octave, and go back up to the B flat. So it's like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then to get to the 4, you usually want to hit the 1 of whatever chord you're playing on the 1 of the beat, on the 1 of the song, of the measure. So the 1 of the chord coincides with the 1 of the measure, which is why you're hitting the 1 of the 2 chord here on beat 1 of the song. On the next measure, you're hitting the 1 of the 5 chord, and then you're hitting the 1 of the 1 chord on the next measure after that. So the whole walking bass line would be like 1, 2, 5, 1, 4. Then I'm just going chromatically down to the 2 of the of G minor, to the 5. Can you see it down there?
Yeah.
So that's again a 2, 5, 1. Now to the minor key. So I'll playing through that smoothly. And so, some of that you'll just have to sort of transcribe, like see what I'm playing. But then the bridge. Sometimes I do like a half-step slide to the E flat. So that's the walking bass line of the whole song. I don't expect you to really get there, but I kind of wanted to give that to you and I went through it very quickly for time's sake because I could spend like 20 minutes just showing you how to do the walking bass line. But I think for the next lesson, getting all of these scales with the correct fingerings and knowing all the modes is going to be really important. Do you know 7 chords? If I say play an F sharp major 7, can you play that? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so you know all that stuff. When you do the modes, that'll help you get the 7 chords in major and minor in any place too, so you can navigate it and have it under your fingers more solidly. It just naturally happens that way. Let's see. What else? Is there anything else specifically that we need that we should go over right now?
No, you just about got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad. I'm happy with this lesson. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that we did this too because I think the timing is the big important thing. And even when I'll be on the road, but send me an audio clip of you doing what you're doing, and I'll listen to it.
I was actually going to ask you that when I was doing it, but then I figured I was like, I already know I have certain weaknesses going on, so I figured I'd just wait until this. But thank you.
But yeah, send me an audio clip and I can just bounce it back and I'll listen to it while I'm on the tour bus or whatever and let you know what I hear because that'll be helpful. So download that app. I'm writing that down. Download Drum Genius. Find a good swing beat. Listen to Autumn Leaves every day. In fact, listen to that whole track. If you have the time to listen to the entire track every day for the next 2 weeks, I would recommend doing it. Get Autumn Leaves with comping on the 1 and solid time with a metronome. So then, in addition to the Drum Genius app, download a metronome on your phone and just have it count with have it do an accent beat on the 1 so you know where the 1 is, and make sure that you're always playing that comping on the 1, at least that you're able to do that, and then you can go on to the rhythmic comping after you get that. Cool?
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Awesome. So that's all that I think that's a good chunk to bite off for next time. So nothing else?
Nothing else. I'll work my hardest on this.
Awesome. I'm sorry that you didn't get that much playing in. I just, I think it's valuable for me to show you these things. Beautiful.
It's good to pinpoint the weaknesses and kill them when you can.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna do starting from the beginning here.
All right. Well, you have a good one, and thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Andrew.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have a good one.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.